Hello, Dr. Pete. My name is Gloria Gimanjo. I am a pharmacy student, second year, taking gerontology class as a minor. So, my final paper, I wrote about 3 articles. The first article, gender differences in the life expectancy free of impediments at older ages. The second, successful aging among assisted living community older adults. The third, masculinity in crisis, aging in men. So the first article, which says gender differences in life expectancy free of impairment at older ages. In this article, researchers want to know if the impairment prevalence in older men and women has an influence on the life expectancies, where impairment is the anatomical, physiological, intellectual, emotional abnormalities where a person can have. This experiment was carried out on a broad range of older men and women with various cognitive impairment like physical, functional, and cognitive impairment. From the results they saw that men and women had the same level of physical and functional impairments, and the women, for some reasons, had the highest level of cognitive impairment. But surprisingly, comparing to women's life expectancy, they saw that the life expectancy of women was greater than that in men, even though they have the highest cognitive impairment. This just means that having an impairment does not mean a disease. You could have an impairment and you still can do your daily activities of living. So that's why women will stay longer than men. So, but as further research, they said it shows that in the long run, the cognitive impairment will have a greater effect on the life expectancy of both men and women, in the fact that it will reduce the life expectancy of women by 10.1% and reduce the life expectancy of men by 6.1%. So, from these results, I feel like a lot needs to be done into the medical field so that it can try to look at the level of this cognitive impairment that is facing older adults. Is there a way they can reduce this impairment at the point that it doesn't have an effect on the life expectancy of older men and women, so that people could live as long as they want or something like that? What else did I not mention? Yeah, other than that, this will be a brief summary about the gender differences, just kind of concluding that women have a longer life expectancy than men. That's the reason why you will see most women widows rather than men being widowers. Okay, my second article is talking about successful aging among assisted living community in older adults. In this study, they investigated the fitness using a successful aging inventory. In the struggle to describe successful aging among older adults currently living in assisted living communities. So what they did is they came in and then they kind of check the date of admission of the older adults compared to their present date to see how long they've been there and how successfully aging these older adults are. So they compared the dates of the adults. They compared the dates, and they were of about 200 adults, and they were able to see that they were able to make conclusions that the life expectancy the rate of successful aging of these adults in the assisted living community gave them a mean age of about 79.87 years, with a standard deviation of 10.2, which is mean like they are 10.2 away from the mean or above the mean. So from this result, they could make conclusions that adult dwelling in assisted living had a better aging process rather than any other adult living in the community day-to-day life. From this, I could say like the results may be less accurate or accurate to a certain level, because there may be some level of bias. What if people get wrong dates, or what if people just made up numbers to say I am this number of age, because the number of years, the range at which they chose was 52 to 100 years old. So they were able to calculate this mean age among this from this range. So I'm like, okay, the results may be accurate as much as they may not be, because they obviously face some bias, some level of bias. There could be response bias, where maybe people could just tell a lie about their ages, or any other non-response bias. But maybe some people were not there, maybe some people were absent, but they were able to make this conclusion. And from my own side of view, I feel like maybe this could be true, because looking at the community setting of the assisted living, they are provided with activities, infrastructures like leisure sites, things that make them participate in activities, make them distract themselves, make them feel relaxed, which I can say, yeah, it's okay for them to have a successful aging in an assisted living community, rather than they'll have a better aging process in an assisted living community, where they'll be independent, able to do their own jobs, able to do what they want, the way they want, at the time they want, rather than being out in the community and still trying to work or do something, which will really maybe have a negative effect on their life, on the aging process. So the brief conclusion from this article is that assisted living communities, older adults in assisted living communities, have a better aging process than older adults just free at home or other places, because of the leisure sites these people have, the types of activities they're engaged in, and all other things that could make them distractive and more relaxed, because they have retired, they're resting, so they need all those. My third article was talking about masculinity in men, masculinity in crisis. So this article referred to the Western middle class of men who developed during the late 18th century with a conception of masculinity, where it contained notions such as courage, physical strength, honor, good manners, ambition, rationality, and self-control. These notions made the men feel so superior and exceptional, to the point that they were disappointed with the natural changes of ageism. They even decided that they would commit suicide if they were not able to maintain the social status of the public. So nonetheless, this brought a lot of chaos in Europe and North American association, and because of this, a regenerating aging medication was created, which claimed to regenerate men and prevent them from getting old. Looking at this article, I see that this aging process, this aging crisis is really a traumatic and difficult thing for men to accept, especially when it pertains to the fact that their physical appearance depreciates and they cannot still be able to maintain their social status. I see that that is what most men face, like the physical appearance, whereas that's not really the case in women. Working in a nursing home, I see a woman will cry, "Oh, I can't do this, I feel bad, oh, this is," which that is not the case in men. When you just come in, they are ready that you help them and everything. At the same time, I understand why women feel so bad with the fact that they feel more bad due to the fact that they can't help themselves, because women were created to serve. Like, we tend more to give, to care, rather than waiting to be cared. They do care about the physical appearance too, but it's not like that of men. So, in brief conclusion, I'll be like the masculinity in crisis is still an issue today. Like, in older people, men and women, everybody is not ready to face that aging process. People are not ready to face that aging process. So I just feel like maybe education or some class or some way of talking, or just educating the people about what aging is and how they can go through with it and how they can feel happy despite the fact that they cannot still make things and they have hope for them. I feel like they need to know more about what is going to happen, like the next 30 years, the next 40 years. It's not like it's just some people who have to get old, but everybody has to get old. So if more education was to be given to people on how they should face their aging process, it may help take out this physical class or this trauma other people face when their body starts developing wrinkles or when they cannot help themselves. Other than that, this is the little piece I have for this paper. And that is about my article. And I have my references and nothing more. And I'll just say thank you for being an instructor. You are such a wonderful instructor. I really enjoyed the class, and I am looking forward to complete the section so that I can get my gerontology certificate. Thank you, Dr. Pete. Bye.